The chances are that if you clicked on this video, you're a high quality person with a low quality relationship, or have had a low quality relationship and want to kind of figure out why. Why do you end up in situations that are not a reflection of your worth? And these are some of the things that go on with high quality people, which are taken for granted by low quality people. And as a good person, you don't even realize that you're giving away this power. You don't even realize that you're having this impact on these people. But to understand where they come from as low quality people, this becomes a whole lot easier, and we can get rid of having low quality people in our lives as partners, business partners, whatever it may be. What's up, you guys? My name is Mitch, and I help make spirituality practical so that you can apply it to manifest your dreams. And I'm going to start out with the most simple one that we all think about as high quality people in our lives, where we have a lot to give to a relationship, is forgiveness. We don't realize that there's one overarching theme that we need to learn from low quality relationships so that we can experience the high quality we know we give to a relationship. By the way, it's not egotistical to know your worth. It's not egotistical to be somebody who knows that you bring good things to a relationship. It doesn't make you vain. It doesn't give you a big head. It's knowing your worth. And there's a really great thing that I've been spinning around for a long time that was trying to understand the difference between confidence and arrogance. Because there's this whole big thing about being overconfident, and then you come off as arrogant. So what are you meant to do? Sit there like a humble, meek pie and never be yourself? Is that your option? No. Confidence is where you do not need other people's validation to be the person you are. That's the difference. Arrogance, you need other people to see it. But knowing it within you, knowing that you bring good things to a relationship, doesn't make you less deserving of pride within yourself, of wearing your confidence on your sleeves. Confidence is a choice, and it doesn't matter what other people do. That's the difference. And what they call it, what other people call it, if they call it arrogance, is their problem. And I hope that brings some level of peace while we get into this, because the main theme about the low quality relationships that we can experience is boundaries. It's the biggest thing high quality people lack, because the reason that they are high quality comes from good virtues that get taken advantage of. And that's kind of what this is all about. Forgiveness is a gift, to be able to forgive. Now, what does that do in a relationship, and how does it create low quality relationships? Forgiveness is fantastic. It allows benefit of the doubt. That's BOTD there. To give someone the benefit of the doubt means that you remove this expectation of perfection from a partner. But what forgiveness does is create a blurred line between what we accept and what we tolerate. And this is the thing we have to become aware of. See, there's you, the high quality person who's confused by this line because you don't know what it is. This is the biggest thing with high quality people, is not understanding the difference between tolerating something and accepting or forgiving something. So you've got to set your boundaries. How do we do this? How do we fix this forgiveness turning into something that's not appreciated? The realization, as I said earlier, of perfection as an expectation is problematic. When we start to expect perfection, then we expect ourselves to do that. As high quality people, this is a common thing. To expect yourself to do things as close to perfection as possible, and you miss the mark. Because everybody does. We mustn't aim for perfection. Then what happens is we expect that our partners of low quality, they're low vibrational, low quality individuals, to also be striving for their version of perfection. It's what we think is going on in their head. But perfection isn't even on a low quality person's mind. Enjoying the moment and not caring about consequences is more their theme. A low quality person cares about having a good time more than they do about consideration for other people. So forgiveness to a degree. So if you're sitting in a situation, and I'm not saying you mustn't enjoy the moment, by the way, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing that they do, but it's how you go about it. They do it outside of their authentic selves. If you want one rule for how to enjoy the moment, it has to be authentic to you. They don't do it out of authenticity. They do it as an escape. So what happens that what we need to start adopting and doing in our lives is creating these boundaries and a more clear line between what we're willing to accept versus tolerating, or what we're willing to tolerate versus accepting it all. So forgiveness needs to be to a point. How do we know once it's crossed that point? The same way you know if you're enjoying your time and the moment fairly. To your level of authenticity. Forgive until it takes you away from you. You forgive until you are now being robbed of a true, authentic experience. Whether it's cheating, whether it's lying, whether it's just almost seemingly stupidity. It's a game in a low quality relationship for low vibrational people. What they'll do is play ignorant. And it's a game all of us get trapped by. Do not fall for playing ignorant. Don't give in, don't feed into it. If someone wants to play ignorant, they're not for you already. That's a game that's very difficult because we don't know where the line is and what we can and can't forgive because, well, they didn't know. Of course they knew. And if they didn't know, well, then that's not suitable for you. Don't tolerate it. It will pull you out of your authenticity to keep forgiving somebody who can't respect boundaries like that and plays ignorant. So it's at the point that you are being sacrificed, you ditch the idea. Next on the list is compromise, a really great virtue to have as somebody of high quality. If you're capable of compromise, you're able to let shit go. That is a superpower, but it gets abused. And what it is using manipulation. So low quality people, low vibrational people, will give you the appearance of being able to come to a compromise when all they're doing is twisting your mind to give in to their will. Now, it doesn't make you or them a bad person. That's how they get what they want. You are able to compromise and be happier with things you have. You must remember these low quality people are stuck wanting it all. And this is partly what leads into versions of narcissism. But manipulation becomes a tactic to be used against your ability to compromise. So if you're willing to let stuff go, if you're somebody who goes, well, I suppose I could make changes. I could do things differently. I could change how I behave to benefit us both. You must understand your goal in mind is having a harmonious relationship of high quality frequency, high vibration. That's ultimately your goal as a high quality person. Low quality people don't even think about that. They think about them being comfortable. They think about their needs being met. It doesn't matter how they get them. So this is what happens is people of high quality enter into relationships of low quality because they are willing to compromise, and lower quality people want what they want. And because you're willing to compromise, you will give them more of what they want. So low quality people will hold on. They hold on tight. They don't let go because they know their needs are being met and they will manipulate the story. So how do you get out of this? TTY. True to yourself. If you become true to you and you keep this knowledge of yourself at hand, ultimately what you want, and you don't settle. Compromise to a degree. If you're compromising again outside of your authenticity, you are going too far and being manipulated. So to get out of that, it's being true to you. So every time you're seeing yourself compromise for the benefit of everybody involved, you need to step back and say, is this true to me to compromise here? You may very well, as a high quality individual, be capable of compromising regardless. But come to find out what's true to you. Come to terms with, well, what do I want? What am I willing to take to get this? And make sure it's not a giant mountain that you're willing to be crushed by to get what you want. You have to be able to determine what is worth it for you. You are investing by compromising. You're investing parts of yourself, putting them away in the bank. You don't get to experience that. And if someone is taking advantage of that, you should bring that to a stop. You really should. Compromise to a degree. So guys, we get on to number 3, ambition. Now, ambition is something that not very many people have, but high quality people certainly do have ambition. So if you're ambitious, this point is definitely something you're going to want to pay close attention to. Ambition can create a lot of problems in a relationship, but also a lot of beautiful things when it's another high quality person. And what it essentially does is it makes possibilities endless to a lot of people, or at least it makes possibilities ceiling a lot higher. It also stimulates this imaginative thinking that we all actually have. Ambition allows that to flourish, and it's the creativity aspect. So ambition is such a beautiful thing because it allows you to see possibility. It allows you to see that someone may possibly mean what they say when they make a promise to you. That ambition is a creator for a lot of those things, including the benefit of the doubt that I was speaking to with forgiveness. But what it also creates is an expectation of equality. Because you can see how it could possibly work that you in this relationship could have equality. You can see how it works. Your brain is capable of piecing that together. Low quality people don't think about equality. It's not even part of how they think. An expectation of them is going to destroy the passion in your relationship, because you will be bringing your part to the table as an ambitious, creative person with a realm of possibility that they just don't have. And they're going to be happy to just do them every day without changing anything or working on themselves. And that starts to create a problem. You can see how this is going to trickle into destroying your excitement and passion for a relationship. And it starts to make the relationship boring. It absolutely kills passion. By the way, I've made a whole video on how to get out of that boredom trap in a relationship. If you want to see it, you can click on the link over here. Went into detail with how these boring relationships perpetuate expectation, and that ultimately leaves you being disappointed. So what do you do with this ambition that's been taken for granted or not appreciated or overexerted? Do it to your authenticity. That's the theme. Guys, it's what is authentic to you, create those healthy boundaries and live by them. That's in every point. And when I get to this last point of focus, I've got one more after this, then focus. You guys are going to see just how important it is to create these healthy boundaries and why it works to creating higher quality relationships. So your ambition is something that's going to take you further, but you have to own that. Your ambition has to be your property, not affirmed by others, not encouraged by others. The creative ideas that come from your ambition were bestowed upon you. They were given to your mind of your thinking in your life. So don't need anything from anyone else. Don't expect it to be met halfway. Equality doesn't really exist in a match-to-match situation in a high-quality relationship. Equality comes through other ways. So for example, if you're somebody who goes and you give a lot of gifts, having gifts given back is not necessarily where the equality will find itself in a high quality relationship. It's not like for like. The way that you experience high quality relationships in this equality, which we ultimately want, is by having it in different areas and being able to see where other people are exerting themselves for you. So maybe it's by cleaning the house. So you do the gifts and they clean the house. That doesn't mean it's not equal. It's just equal on different levels. And truly equal relationships don't exist. There's times where someone needs more of you and times where you need more of them. So don't look for equality. Look for authentic spending of your energy. And that's how you get out of this need. Be authentic. And you won't need equality in the relationship. It will be true. That's ultimately what we want. What this all does is get you into a state of observation. And you can see people for who they really are because expectation is gone. And that is an upgraded level of a relationship. That's a true high quality relationship. So guys, the next point I really want to talk to you about is growth. If you're somebody capable of growth, or if you're of that high quality attribute that you can grow, you have this potential for upward momentum. You will understand as you go through the relationship that certain setbacks are going to guide you to a more positive place, or that's what you hope, and that's what you're experiencing. But what a lot of low quality people experience is this up, down, and they try and maintain these high points and get frustrated when things aren't met. You might understand that difficult conversations need to be had at times in a relationship, and for you it's a very positive thing. For some people, that's daunting because it's like, oh my word, is the good stuff going to end? Now, it's important to also note to you that both are the state of a relationship. The ups and downs are natural, but overall it leads to this upward growth, learning each other, making the right compromises all the way to authenticity and making it work together. A lot of times you'll hear people say this, and it actually, I don't find it true, right? Is a relationship is 50-50. It's not. It's 100-100. It's two complete, whole, authentic, true people as paintings, complete paintings, hanging on the same wall. So it's two complete and whole people living life together. That's what a relationship of high quality should be. It shouldn't be dependent on each other. It shouldn't be dependent on the other way the other person behaves. If you have the potential for growth, and you know this within yourself, you have this ambition and potential, and you know that things can be better, find out how to do it for yourself before instructing your low quality relationship to follow suit. You must become it first. If you become authentically good and you live to your potential every day, the relationship is either going to come along with you or it will leave, and the relationship that is a reflection of growth will be put in. So allow yourself to float higher and higher within you. And don't worry and be concerned and compromise again on yourself so that they're okay. Do you? Because how the hell can you ever provide goodness to your relationship if you're not good within you? If you ask me for $1 million and I don't have $1 million, and I'm here pretending to throw 100 here, 100 there, because I'm making up for the million, if I don't have it, I can't give it. But also, we need to look at the reasonability of the request. If you have the potential for growth, you can't stop your growth to now help someone else. It's like the airplanes, guys. When you're flying on the airline, what do they say? If the masks come down, you have to put it on you first before assisting someone next to you. And a relationship is the same thing. If you do not have oxygen, you will flatline, you won't give them what they need, you won't have what you need, and then it becomes this like running on fumes energy. And then people stop trying. Your relationship gets flat because people don't want to try, because you've given all of your potential up to try for a relationship that isn't serving you or them. I've made a whole video as well on this topic of why people stop trying and how to get out of that. If you want to see that, it's over here. But this is why you have to allow your growth to be your growth. It belongs to you. It's your possession. So you own your growth. You do it for you. Don't do it for an outcome. Do it for your authentic happiness and fulfillment. That way, being in a relationship, just being and not doing, will provide good energy to a relationship because you're happier. You're not sitting there miserable, walking around. You're happier. And that happiness is self-fulfilling. No one can take that away because you've done it. So they can only ever be an addition to your happiness and not be the cause of happiness or sadness. So you pull the power back into your own hands. And that is what high quality relationships have. Self-fulfillment. Okay guys, so where do all of those points lead? It's to focus. This is probably the most important part of this video, is where focus goes. It's a huge one in a relationship, and this is actually, I'm going to break it down for how this whole thing works. And I actually heard it from a business story. So this is a business thing we do in business, and it's something you can apply to a relationship. So I might sell a service or a product, okay? And they consist of three things: quality, time it takes, and price it costs, right? So quality of the product, the time it takes to get it, and then the cost. Now, when we have this setup in business, we normally say you can pick two. If you want it fast and you want it cheap, the quality is not going to be there. If you want high quality and you want it fast, it's not going to be cheap. So you pick two and you sacrifice one. Now, often high quality people operate like this. This is just an observation, and I realized it can be transferred. Who, what, and where are what this whole world consists of. People, places, and things. People who are of high quality are good at this balance. But most people don't get into good relationships while they're focusing on what and where. They're focusing on what they want to have in life and where they want to be in life. And it's more figurative than natural. I'm not saying, well, I want to be standing on a blade of grass in North Africa and the thing I want there is a dune buggy. I'm not talking about that. Not physically. But what do you want in your life? I want wealth so I can have financial freedom, maybe. Where do I want to be? Well, I want to be on YouTube sharing spiritual topics like I am right now. By the way, if this is resonating, if this video has helped you, please make sure you leave a comment letting me know that. I respond to every comment. So if you're sitting there going, love this, hated this, whatever it is, I promise I'll respond. And if you want me to make more videos regarding relationships like this, leave it a like. And I'll continue to make these types of relationship videos. So what is this whole focus element of it is how do you divide your focus so that the who can be taken care of, but so that you can still have your what and where. The easiest way for me to explain this is don't turn the who into someone else. That's the biggest mistake we make is by making our focus when it comes to people on other people. The focus must be with you. Think about it. Where you want to be in life is about you. What you want to have is about you. Who you want to have must be about you. So when you align yourself and the focus is on yourself, the what and the where and the who can be very evenly balanced. And that means that if certain people are not of the right quality for your ideal relationship, it's no longer a burden you have to bear. You don't have to worry about someone else. You can be true to you. You focus on yourself. And that is how you get rid of low quality people in general, not just relationships, but this is how you get rid of low quality people, places, and things when the who is correctly you. And that's why the whole theme has been be authentic to yourself, create healthy boundaries in your relationships in life. If you're doing these things, you're taking care of the who naturally, and the right reflection, the right partner to add value will be there. Remember, your fulfillment is your job. Your happiness is your responsibility. Anyone in that space is only going to be an addition to. People are only ever additions to. The places you ultimately want to be in life are only additions to the things. So just remember, it's you. You are your main focus. So if this video resonated with you and it had value for you, I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear what you guys thought. Let me know in the comments. As I said, I respond to all of them. And if you enjoyed this, leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see my next videos. So I hope to see you on my subscriber list, but I will see you in the next video. Mad love and light.